What was the most challenging thing trying to set the right defense when you have plenty of offense and stave off that push that Chicago was capable of providing?
Yeah, man. I mean, we just couldn't get a stop down the stretch. I think that was, whether it was, in our zone or in our man, we just, as a collective spirit, we just weren't there. And, that's something that we're struggling with, as a team, but it's something that we're going to get over and we're going to get past. With this team here, got a lot of guys that, want to be great and, want to do the right thing. And, as a team, we just got to, be better and, as a collective group, put together a better effort down the stretch.
Simply their dribble penetration, or is there some other things that need a little more tidying as well?
You can look at the game as a whole, from the jump. I think the rebounding stuck out especially. I thought we had ourselves in a great position earlier in the game to really take that lead and push. We weren't able to capitalize on some opportunities, and they were able to, knock it away or stay with us throughout the entirety of the game. And, when that happens, you give them a chance to win, and, that's what happened tonight.
The way the offense was rolling, was it a case of them adjusting, or you guys getting out of the rhythm that you and Nico and that second unit had? What sort of happened at the end that there was such fluidity in the offense until when you needed it most?
I think it all starts on the defensive end. Our defense really is the fuel to our offense. Once we stop getting stops, it's difficult for us to go, down at the other end and try to get a bucket. I think as a team, that's something that we really got to focus on is, just continuing to get stops even when the offense isn't going our way. But we're going to get better. We're going to learn from this, and we got another one tomorrow. That's the beauty of this game.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The offense was humming, but it just simply wasn't enough down the stretch. What were some of the things that maybe weren't there in the fourth quarter? And also defensively, Coach noted that it was he was worried about it around halftime, that there were some things that weren't quite aligned. Your thoughts on both of those fronts?
I would say, on defense, just like the pick and roll, especially with them popping off of it. So we just got to get that communication a little better and, just overall help each other out there. So.
When you look at the way it was going early, was it something you guys stopped doing or something they took away from you? Because even you personally had it going so much early.
Yeah, it was just flowing then, I would say. But I wouldn't say they stopped it. I just kind of think, we got to keep bringing the energy and, just keep bringing the effort. And if we do that, then we'll be good throughout the whole, game.
Spo pointed out dribble penetration being one of the things, particularly down the stretch, that just their guards being able to get into space wherever they wanted to be, sometimes kick it out, sometimes attack. Does that have to – what's the best way to stave that off? Does it have to start with your perimeter defenders, or is it some things that, you all as the bigs inside can step up into as well?
I would say you talking over the other team been on the perimeter. I would say you got to keep the man in front of you a little bit. Even for a big man, if they posting us up, we got to keep them in front of us. So, it works for the guard and the big. You got to keep them in front of you, so when they do drive, we ain't got to worry about playing two, guarding the guard and the big at the same time. So.
When the offense was rolling really well, you guys gave Heat Nation another taste of that big-to-big connection that can happen. The touch that you have on the lob. Are you reading it, or you just know that you can throw it over the top and Bam's going to go get it?
No, we was working on that. When I first started, it wasn't too great, but we executed it today. So
more to come, hopefully. And one of the things I know you're learning immediately about this league is you can't harbor on any of these things that don't go your way, as you got to turn it right to Philadelphia. And we have no idea what Embiid's going to do, but came back tonight and had a triple-double.
Yeah, just prepare for them. It'll be a back-to-back, so you got to come back with the energy and the mental focus, and try to come out with the win.
Thank you, sir. Spo had mentioned in his post-game remarks that he was starting to get concerned about where the defense was going heading into the beginning of the second half. What do you think he noticed, and what did you see that was the biggest challenge down the stretch, getting the stops you needed?
Just letting them get easy basket after easy basket. We knew coming into this game this team can score 130, and minimal mistakes, lack of effort, that costs us the ball game.
I know defense is where you all start with everything, but when you have an offensive night like you all were having, does it double the disappointment in the sense of having that firepower and it not turning into a win as well?
Yeah, 100%. Put up 122 or 123, whatever the score was. That's enough to win in this league. And it's just sad that, we let the other side really cost us a game.
Let's talk about guarding your yard. Did it start with containing the ball tonight on the perimeter? Is that where the defensive issue started?
Nah, it started in transition. Like I said, the lack of mental concentration, not getting back, and then they start to see a couple go in, and, any guy in this league, once they see a couple go in, you start to think it's your night. And, guys got loose after that.
When you guys were rolling early, the lobs were available all over the place, but the big lob, Kel'el even admitted that's something that's had to progress. Well, what's your view of how the challenge has turned into an asset, even him throwing you lobs?
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress. But obviously, as you can see, it can be a weapon. It can definitely throw off other teams. And to have bigs that can pass like that to one another, find one another.
Particular facet did you feel the defense particularly let you guys down?
Dribble penetration, either in a pick and roll situation, just getting right down the gut, or in some kind of scramble from there. But we were never able to really contain the ball, regardless of what scheme we were in. That's just a tough one. Our defense didn't travel tonight, and we paid the price. I didn't even feel good about it going into our defense. I felt good about the offense at halftime, but I didn't feel good about our defense going into the half. Just how many drives we were giving up, and opportunities at the rim where they're just getting it pretty easily on a one-trigger action, which we're much better. I'm not taking anything away from them. We're much better than what we showed tonight. It's just it's a tough lesson.
What turned for you guys late in the game in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, they stepped up, their defense. That's going to happen. We have to figure out, how to play through that and get some better spacing, when you can't get the initial action. That's what everybody's searching for. Once they jammed up our initial action, we were pretty much, stunted, at that point. We'll get better at that. But I felt like there were several times in that second half when we would get up 8 or 9 that we had opportunities to defend and get that thing to 15. And instead, it was just bucket, bucket, bucket. All of a sudden, it would be a 2-point game. They're right back into it. We just never, fully got our grips around this game defensively.